Sir, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank all of you witnesses for being here today. Very interesting, very valuable information. Dr. Kearns, I have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind. At Argonne, a team of researchers discovered a way to attach oil-attracting molecules to polyurethane foam, that the same foam commonly used in furniture and insulation, by priming it with a metal oxide glue. The new and reusable material, called the oleo sponge, can absorb oil from an entire water column, not just up at the surface. The sponges will be used to clean up oil spills as well as diesel and oil buildup in ports and harbors. And what collaborative efforts led to this technological breakthrough? And what about the research environment at Argonne that developed this technology? And what steps will be taken by Argonne to transfer this technology to the fossil fuel industry? And I'll repeat that if you answer the first one and then don't remember what the second one was.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, the oleo sponge is a very exciting development. It's really, Genesis, if you will, was really funded through the Laboratory Directors Research and Development Program, the LDRD program mentioned earlier by Dr. Seestrom, as really essential, if you will, to really allow the laboratories to really develop new thoughts and pursue new ideas. And so its initial funding was provided through that vehicle. It also built upon some capabilities that the Office of Science, the Basic Energy Sciences program, funded through the Center for Nanoscale Materials. Really, and it's a cross-collaboration between two different divisions at the laboratory. One very basic in terms of its approach at the Center for Nanoscale Materials, but one more applied in terms of the Energy Systems Division at the Argonne. So great story in terms of where it began, really building off that initial investment by the Office of Science and further developed with LDRD funding, and then really a cross-laboratory collaboration. In terms of what's occurring as we work to commercialize that technology, an opportunity announcement was made, I'd say 8-10 months ago. Response has been tremendous. We have over 140 companies that have reached out and expressed an interest in the technology, and we've been in serious conversation with several since that time. We're down to a handful of folks that we're talking to currently that might take an interest, if you will, in terms of application of this particular technology. And develop it for commercial products.
Great, that's excellent. And Dr. Seestrom, did you have anything you wanted to add to that since you were involved in it? Okay, all right, thank you. And also, Dr. Kearns, the Technology Commercialization Fund allocates 0.9% of the funding from the applied energy offices to invest in commercialization of energy technology. When I look at this program and the decision under the Obama administration to establish the Office of Technology Transitions, I'm concerned that we're consolidating funding decisions in Washington instead of giving more flexibility to our national labs, which tend to have direct relationships with industry and better understand the technology needs. How can Congress work with you to ensure that we don't centralize our technology transfer programs in Washington, which we're trying to not do?
Good question. I think there are a number of things that could be done. One is the labs do, as you suggest, work directly with industry. A good example of an outreach activity at the Argonne National Laboratory is really we held an industry day focused on energy storage, and we had over 100 companies come to the lab really to learn about our capabilities and express interest, if you will, in terms of their needs, their desires for further development of their ideas. And as a result of that, a handful of opportunities to develop into CRADIS, cooperative research and development agreements, and other examples of the laboratory working side by side with industry in that way. So that's one great example, I think, of how to work with industry. What you might do is really encourage, as was discussed earlier, encourage more vehicles like the Cooperative Research and Development Agreement and the Strategic Partnership Project efforts the Department of Energy has underway. I'd also say the Technology Commercialization Fund you mentioned has been very active. Argonne's been very active, and it's been a very attractive program for our industrial partners in that way as well. So good history, good record there in terms of accomplishments.
Okay, that's great. Well, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back 8 seconds. Thank you.
The gentleman